Question: DS. A certain class, X, has 30 students. If a student is randomly selected from class X, then what is the probability that the student selected is a boy who has a brother? Condition 1, 1/3 of the students have a brother. Condition 2, 1/5 of the students are girls. Solution. Now we will solve this DS question using the variable approach. DS, 4 variables and 1 equation. Question. Condition 1, 1 equation. Condition 2, 1 equation. DS question with 4 variables and 1 equation. Let's look at a DS question with an original condition that contains 4 variables and 1 equation. Now, 4 variables and 1 equation would generally require 3 more equations for us to be able to solve for the variables. We know that each condition would usually give us an equation resulting in a total of 3 equations, 1 each from condition 1 and condition 2, and 1 from the original condition. However, since we need 3 more equations to match the numbers of variables and equations in the original condition, the unequal number of equations and variables should logically give us an answer E. Complementary 2 by 2. This type of table has sets that are complementary to each other. They are frequently included on the GMAT. The 2 columns and the 2 rows are complementary to each other. Look, here is another 2 by 2 question. We saw this earlier, remember? This type of question often appears in the exam. Beware probability questions. Do not assume that condition 1 is 1/3 and condition 2 is 1/5, making conditions 1 and 2 equal to 1/3 whole times whole of 1/5 equals 1/15. Be careful not to fall for this and choose C as the answer. Let's apply the 3 steps suggested previously. Follow the first step of the variable approach by modifying and rechecking the original condition and the question. We have to find out whether the probability that the student selected is a boy who has a brother if a student is randomly selected from a class of 30 students. This question can be converted into a complementary 2 by 2 table. Boy who has brother equals A. Boy who doesn't have brother equals C. Girl who has brother equals B. Girl who doesn't have brother equals D. Total number of students equals 30. Now we are looking for the value of A over 30. Follow the second and the third steps. From the original condition, we have 4 variables, A, B, C, and D, and 1 equation, A plus B plus C plus D equals 30. To match the number of variables with the number of equations, we need 3 more equations. Since conditions 1 and 2 will provide 1 equation each, E would most likely be the answer. Surprising, right? This is the key to a new world where we solve the DS questions using the variable approach. Recall 3 principles and choose E as the most likely answer. To prove that we are correct, let's work through the problem. Let's take a look at both conditions together. Condition 1 tells us that 1/3 of the students have a brother. That is, A plus B equals 30/3 equals 10. Condition 2 tells us that 1/5 of the students are girls. That is, B plus D equals 30/5 equals 6. So A plus C would equal the total number of students minus B and D, or A plus C equals 30 minus whole of B plus D, or 30 minus 6, which equals 24. However, we do not know the unique answers for each variable. So conditions 1 and 2 combined are not sufficient. The answer is E because there are 4 variables in 1 equation. Both conditions 1 and 2 together are not sufficient, so E is the correct answer. When there are more than 3 variables in the question, it is most likely that E would be the answer. Therefore, always check both the conditions together to save time. Answer: E.